Girl, I completely gave up on the shirt mission. I'm like in pajama mode.
I mean, I'm wearing sweats.
Yeah, I like that color though. One of the best colors, you know.
It is one of the best. It has a very rich history. And my sweet angel's blanket is this color. Look how sweet she is, just chilling.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh, hi.
She's
Hello,
so
little girl.
sweet and cute.
Oh my gosh, you're in your new place.
It is a madhouse, but
Okay, view. Oh, you have an outdoor space.
yeah, I like the kitchen here.
Yeah, oh, I like those cabinets.
The cabinets are my favorite part.
Yeah,
It's,
big
tiny.
fridge. Oh, island. Oh my gosh.
I bought 4 chairs to go right here, so
Oh yeah,
I was
can't wait to sit there. Yeah, that's so much better.
I sat in water for hopefully it's water. I'm just on the couch. Anyway, the last thing you said about your job was you're on the verge of quitting.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Saul, who recently went on a job hunt himself, and he was telling me it took a lot longer than he expected. And I've heard that the job market is terrible right now. So I was telling him by the end of the year, beginning of next year, I would like to go somewhere else. So he was suggesting that I start that hunt sooner than later. So my plan is in the autumn to start applying and interviewing, and if I land something sooner, then I'll go. But ideally, I would like to stay in my current role, and my current job title will be a year in January. So that's my thought process for waiting until that time.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So, like, where do I even begin? Like, I did 2 appeals for my mom. I guess I told you that one of them was actually reversed. Yesterday, go file a petition that's called Dependency Neglect Abuse DNA. So I go file a DNA petition and was doing so after my mom had already told me she is not comfortable doing it at this time, like in her name. So I just put it in my name, like I'm an interested party. The background is that we are at a standstill right now. The Court of Appeals opinion did not really give us that roadmap that I was hoping it would be of like where do we go from here. All they did was just say like, yeah, your rights were violated, reversal. We are now in the trenches trying to figure out how is this going to go after the appeal. So the last thing that was ordered, which was reversed, is that my mom had 7 days in jail from the family court. So now my mom is afraid that her ex-husband, my sister's dad, is going to try to ask for jail time again,
For what?
being in violation of the court order. There's actually no order that exists to the effect of what they're arguing. They're saying my mom doesn't have overnight visitation with my sister. But like, where's that order? If you watch videos of the prior judge who just left, you hear her saying mother has no overnight visitation. And she's saying this while my sister's dad had a restraining order like between him and her. So what ground does he have to move the court to take my sister out of my mom's house and into his parents' house? So he went over there every day and like violated that order. And their family court that we're going before now, he is aware of all that. Like, I can quote him, and I do. I love quoting him because he's just a fucking moron. So, yesterday, what I did is just say he has abandoned his daughter, the motion that my sister's dad filed. So, Lucifer filed a motion of contempt against my mom this month, saying that mother is interfering with my parenting time. He hasn't seen his kid since January, 7 months ago. You abandoned her. Mother's not interfering with your parenting time. It's just ludicrous for any judge to keep entertaining him. Because before, whenever my mom was ordered jail time, it was just because he asked for it. How do you just ask for a criminal punishment in family court? Because what order are you even talking about? And then I quoted the judge saying, oh, I need to go back and look and see what the prior judge intended for y'all's parenting time situation. So let me go back and do that and then put an order in to that effect. Never put an order in. Apparently never has watched the videos and read all the filings. It would take forever. Okay, he admitted in his motion that he hasn't seen his daughter in 7 months. Motherfucker, you just said all you needed to say. And then I had to include all the extra little pieces, like he was hospitalized in May because he's an alcoholic and he's incapacitated. He cannot care for anyone, much less himself. Really just broke all of this down in every instance where the family court should have acted but did not act. I'm not a party to the case, so I think coming from me, this filing will be taken a little bit differently than if my mom herself had done it, because it's probably going to piss off the judge if he's mad, just directed at me. I don't care. It's all true. It's all very well demonstrated. The evidence is there staring you in the face and you're just ignoring it. So yesterday I got a court date scheduled for DNA. I did not tell my mom what I did until after. I'm like, you have to hear this from me first. I filed this. I'll send you copies of everything tomorrow. Like, this is your court date. After I sent that text, though, finally telling her what I had done, I just turned my phone off because I just didn't want to have a phone anymore.
Yeah.
I turned it back on today. I saw where my mom had sent me a text. It didn't go through iMessage. And I think she thinks that I blocked her. And now I'm pretty sure she has blocked me because I'm, trying to send her copies and it's just not delivering. I mean, we're usually not on good terms, so it's whatever at the same time. But she thinks that my sister and I have ganged up on her, betrayed her, because, like, my sister wanted me to do this. I told my sister about this sort of petition. At first, I was going to leave it alone because mom said she didn't want to do it. But then my sister was pressing me because she wanted me to do something. And I agreed with my sister that we do need to take action, get ahead of this issue.
And your sister wanted you to take action because she doesn't want to go back to his care, right?
I mean, it's been 7 months. You can't just 7 months later be like, oh, wait.
And your mother would be upset because she doesn't want to deal with it or she doesn't want to be in custody.
So my mom's parenting time was suspended in July 2023. Like, they haven't been to court to get that resolved. And that's kind of what I was alluding to when I said the Court of Appeals didn't give us a roadmap of where to go from here. But so I just argued in my petition that her parenting time was suspended in July, but that was based on the April finding of contempt. And since that finding of contempt has been reversed, the suspension is obsolete. That's how it seems to me. So that's what I said. She's worried, though, about drawing attention to the fact that my sister has been in her care for this long. The circumstances have just changed. It's abandonment. That is a changed circumstance. So whenever they tried to do the DNA petition for my older of my little two sisters, it was under my grandma's name, and my mom was like pissed off about that because it's like, give me my kid. Why do I have to put my mom's address? Like, what reason do you have? So mom's perspective is like, I'm not going to have my kid at the end of this. Okay. As soon as Lucifer filed that fucking motion and admitted to not having seen his child in 7 months, it was fucking the court's knowledge. So you have to go off of that and set the tone for this. It's basic. Okay, law, like, you move instantly. You don't just sit around and wait around. You lose your opportunity to make certain arguments longer. Anyway, she told my sister that she's not participating in anything since we went behind her back. To my sister, she says, I brainwashed my sister. And to me, she says, oh, your sister's just trying to get between us. And it's just like, girl, I am the reason she knows about this petition because I want it filed. And I told her that's something that we can do. And she's not letting it go. And I don't think she should let it go. I'm not going to be controlled by fear in these proceedings anymore. All throughout time, it's just like, kind of tuck your tail. No. So I had to do what I had to do. I told her that, like, sorry you don't agree with the timing of this or whatever, but I stand by it. I feel like it's in both of your interests, you and my sister. Of course, it didn't deliver. I said.
So her concern is that she could have some consequences or lose out because she's had your sister in her care for 7 months.
Yeah. I mean, considering she was just looking at jail time, she's thinking that because she's had my sister for so long, it will be ordered Monday.
But technically your sister was abandoned. Right. So would the court say, well, then the sister should have gone to the care of her dad's parent?
You never presume anybody but the actual parents. That's not the way it's actually happened in court. Whenever police have had to take my sister from her dad, they've just given it to my mom. But even in the
Okay.
law, like, it's the parent. And do you have a reason? Has she lost custody? No.
So
So
then why would she face any consequences?
because the family court judge has not rescinded her parenting time suspension.
Okay.
I argued that it is now been rendered obsolete. The judge might have another theory. I think that's the only way to see it. I don't know. I hope that their court date on Monday will just be continued because there's something else going on in the background, which is my petition that I filed, which is separate. It's just silly. It's so reactive whenever you don't even have all the information. You don't even know what you're upset about. If she doesn't want to participate, like she's saying, then that's fine. My grandma will have to go forward and do that for my sister, that's fine too. It's probably more likely that that would even happen.
When does your sister turn 18?
She just turned 16 in July. So,
Okay, so there's quite a bit of time left.
yes. So, we'll see. Anything could happen on Monday. She believes that she's going to be sent back to her dad after all this time. She's sending me like voice messages, like she's conveying like this panic to me. And so I had no choice but to do everything in my power.
So what you did yesterday will prevent her going back to his care on Monday.
What I did yesterday was get a hearing scheduled, and that's it. It is a whole nother like case number than Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Juvenile proceeding versus family proceeding. I will see how the judge sees fit to handle it, whether he will postpone the family stuff pending the juvenile stuff, which would make sense to me.
Yeah.
These people don't follow the law. If they did, it would be a little bit more predictable, and the law is supposed to be predictable. But when you have judges who want to use their discretion and twist things, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just.
But is this a different judge than the one that we dislike?
It is her predecessor.
Okay.
Yes.
He was out of the picture.
He was a family lawyer before she appointed him, and her stepping down is funny anyways. It's been a long time coming, but he just is following in her footsteps because that's just what makes sense for him to do, I guess, in his mind. Even though there's no evidence on Lucifer's side. All the evidence is from this side, and for some reason you're ignoring it and just going with him against the weight of the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all wrong. Just all wrong. But we just don't give up.
Like, she's always been this way towards your family.
Just goes like off the rails. Whatever. She can have her little episode, and we'll see.
So what time is the court on Monday?
So probably like 9 a.m.
Is your sister going to be present?
Last I heard, no, she's not planning on it because my mom is literally saying if things don't go their way on Monday, I'm gonna run off with my sister.
Oh.
I'm just like, y'all can barely make it in the house.
Yeah.
Much less, I mean, it's silliness. And so, obviously, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, okay, somebody has to be the voice of reason in all this.
Like, do not do that.
I don't even think my sister would be dumb enough to, like, go along with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Monday morning, I guess we'll have an answer. I'll be in class at 8 a.m. I'm so scared. I literally have a hard time keeping my eyes open sometimes.
Oh, okay, so school starts Monday. Well, just hopefully you get on a better bedtime schedule. How far is school from your new place?
It varies because of traffic.
Yeah.
It's supposed to just be 9 minutes, but it could be 20 minutes. It's a level of spice to my day.
Yeah, I was just out of this world in my 8 a.m.s in college. Like, not there at all. So, but you have to do better than that.
You know, I do my best, but you see people on the side of the street, they literally are asleep standing up because sleep will overcome you.
I know.
It overcomes me. Because I snooze my alarm clock a lot and it's not good. But
yeah,
It's not really a conscious decision.
You need to just get up on the first alarm. That's the only way.
If I put my alarm in the other room, I think that will help.
I've tried that before, but then I just turn it off and take it with me and keep pressing snooze. Yeah, but when I was younger, I was like up on the first alarm. And actually, for a long time now, I've been like a snooze person. But I can get up on the first alarm. Like, I am completely capable of that. And when I do, life is so much better.
Yeah.
And waking up early is actually awesome.
It is. I love the morning. It's so refreshing and just pure.
Yeah.
When I enjoy it, like take my time through it, it's truly like I am ready for my day. If I have my morning time running out the door, I'm not ready for my day. I'm in a tizzy.
Mm-hmm. It's an adrenaline rush, but not in a good way. Yeah, I got to work so late today. I got to work at 11 and left at 3.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love that energy. This is who we are as employees. This is our generation. I should come and leave whenever I want.
Yeah. My main boss wasn't there today. So it's like, if you're not going to be there,
Well,
I'm not going to be there.
That's exactly how I feel.
And I do the same quality of work if I'm there from 11 to 3 to 9 to 5. Like, I'm not doing any more or less work. But it definitely does not feel good to get to work at 11. I will not be doing that again. But every once in a while on a Friday, forget about it. It's Friday and here I am. Yay, Friday. What am I going to do?
Celebrate that I'm here.
Exactly.
Please. I'm trying to celebrate that I'm here.
Yeah. Do you have any plans this weekend? Well, you have your friend coming over, Bailey.
Bailey's coming over this evening at some point. I don't even know when. I haven't seen Bailey in a while. And my house is a wreck. I need to just be cleaning, and then I actually need to start reading for class next week.
So have you talked to Bailey since your phone call about Cecilia?
Not really. She called Leviticus the other day, apparently to just chit chat. And I was like questioning him because she had to have said something about the whole conversation. So I wouldn't say we ended it great. And it's not a big deal between Bailey and I, but it's just, I don't know. But I'm going to cook dinner, be normal.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be fine. I mean, I know it will come up, which I think is good. But hopefully you talk about other stuff than just that.
I have to figure out how to put it, or maybe not say anything at all, but it's just like you come on to me about a topic I never once mentioned to you, and you're demanding that I acknowledge a lesson to you. I know I contributed to this issue. Do you think I'm in denial? Like, what do you even think right now? And that's what I said. She was like, Azhtune, I love you very much, but I have to tell people when I disagree with them. I'm not a yes man friend. And I told Cecilia when I disagreed with her. And I'm like, you're kind of missing my point because I'm not saying I want a yes man friend. I'm saying that the manner in which she started this conversation with me, it was just like not the right time. And I even started crying like very early on in the convo. It's like, this is not a conversation that I want to have right now.
Yeah.
But she just pressed. She wanted to have the conversation right now. So we did. And then you tell me I'm defensive. I'm telling you I don't want to have the conversation. So you don't like how I'm responding to you. It was just too much. It'll be brought up, I guess. I'm not going to be bringing it up.
Yeah. Have you talked to Cecilia?
So it was her birthday the day that Leviticus and I moved out of our apartment. And we had already been talking about like logistical kind of things. When I was finished moving out of our apartment, the very last time I drove away from it after the move, I began to feel so nostalgic. It felt like I could shed a tear. And I just texted her like, happy birthday. Me and the cats will miss you. She received it well. Her response was like, thank you so much. We just had to get to a place where we were no longer like angry with each other because I think we were both angry.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
What are you doing this weekend?
Tara and I are supposed to go out tonight, but her and I both have a knack for canceling. But if we don't go out tonight, I know we'll go out tomorrow. We went out last weekend and it was a total bust. Chicago was a ghost town and I don't know why that was.
Are people just increasingly moving out.
I've heard that. I mean, I guess it's true. No, it doesn't seem like there's a rhyme or reason because I'll like pass the lakefront and there's like hundreds, if not thousands of people. And then the next day, there won't be that many people. And same thing on weekends. I feel like the energy in the air this weekend is different. Like the weather's a little bit warmer. Summer's fleeting. It was just like weird. But then I was talking to my friend and we went to get coffee together and he was out that same night and he was like, oh no, it was popping. And I'm like,
Where were you?
okay, obviously I missed it. So we're going to try again because I don't know, when we do go out and there's people out, it's so much fun. Like it is a freaking dream. But
Hey, soon I have to like figure out when I'm coming.
you have to. It's getting cold so fast though. So, but yeah, come whenever because it's so fun. Like there are times when I can like literally cry. Like I get emotional about how like fun Chicago is, how beautiful it is. But Tara and I, like I said, we have a blast when we go out and it is a successful time. And I don't want to stop that like steam that we have behind us and like keep going even if one night's a failure, especially because she hasn't joined a dating app yet. I need to help her with her profile. Like she keeps delaying it kind of like how I did. But I'm like, girl, the pickings are slim, so you might as well start as soon as you can.
Exactly. Start
Like
because you're gonna need some time to.
you're gonna need some time, yeah. And when we go out, I don't know if it's a place we go to. If we go to the club, people talk to us and it's fine. Like I would say even cool people and attractive people. But when we go to like dive bars so far, I don't know what it is. It's just not the right kind of attention.
Dive bar is like maybe we come with a group of people we already know.
Yeah, I think the bar you need to have more people. And her sister's friends and even her friends could join us, but not everyone can hang, you know, especially if you're going to go to a club. You got to be careful with who you bring. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully she doesn't cancel. We were supposed to go out this week for the DNC, but we canceled every night. I was excited to meet people who maybe are into politics or in the media or whatever. But then I was like, you know what? All they're going to do is hurt my feelings and get on my nerves. So why even bother?
You don't even realize how much power you could have. Oh my God. I'm thinking of Kamala, one of my faves. She did go to law school, but she was just a prosecutor. Any fucking body can be a prosecutor. She got to where she is because of this guy she dated, loved flaunting her around. And I'm just like, come on, please. You could have so many politicians. I need you. I need your power on for my own like political gain.
Well, the thing is, the DNC wrapped at like 10:30 every night, and they are at the United Center, which is out west, and they're all staying downtown. Like I know what hotels they're staying at because I can see black SUVs and police outside of the hotels. It's very obvious where they were staying. So like my plan was to like go out by the hotels, but it was just so late every night. We ended up not doing it, but I watched the DNC every night. Kamala has an amazing story. She's very convincing. Everyone that she had speak was very convincing. I'm still voting third party, but like she made a good case for herself.
Yeah.
She may have it in the bag.
It does seem like she has been taking stuff more seriously. And she had to because she was just living like an unemployed person during her vice presidency. She just freaks me out so badly because she plagiarized a story from Martin Luther King Jr. He told the story of this protest and these two parents were there with their baby protesting. And the baby kind of just like toppled out of the stroller while they were protesting and they didn't notice until later. And I guess like the cop found the kid and asked like, what do you want? And the kid replied, freedom, specifically spelled like with a W, freedom. So that was a story that he had told. And then she tells the same story. She changes the context, but it's the exact same idea that you would just take a story like that and act like that's your lived experience. Like
that's really scary. Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't trust anyone.
I mean, that's
but the speeches that I saw like made me emotional. Like she has a lot of people on her team and she has lots of good stories, just like the one that you said she said. So whether they're true or not, I don't know. But just something about it doesn't sit right with me, especially all these people being on board for her all of a sudden. It's so weird, like the change of events because so my Hinge date and I, Noah, we were watching the DNC together and we were like, watching videos on YouTube that were related to something that came up. And we came across this video of these people talking about how Biden might not win because Kamala isn't a strong VP candidate and that might cause him to lose against Trump this year. And they were going into it. And I'm like, I remember this. I remember when people like earlier this year were saying Biden isn't a strong candidate, obviously because of his own faults and his own weaknesses, but also because of his VP isn't strong and people don't like his VP. And now there's this like massive cultural 180 and everyone all of a sudden loves Kamala. And it's just crazy, like this mass shift in thinking. And it's like, what is even real? Since when do we all love Kamala?
That's a great question. I do not love her. I am scared. It's just this thing about Trump. We don't like Trump so much that we're going to just love the next person. That makes no sense. Everything you just said about her is still true. But why are we just going for the person that's just standing right there? Okay, she's just standing next to the president. We'll just go with her.
Yeah.
No.
That's pretty much it.
She's the Democrat. That's it.
That's it. It's just about pushing the party forward and survival of the Democratic Party. It's not about the actual chosen leader.
What are we going to do? Are we going to vote third party? When Andy Bashir was still in the race, I was like, if she puts him as her VP, I might have to vote for her.
Well, I love Tim Walz. Actually, I would completely vote for him. If I could have, he was running as the president on the ticket, I would vote. He is everything.
What is his name?
Tim Walz. He's the governor of Minnesota. He was like a straight up good old boy. He looks Republican, but he is just down to earth. He used to be a teacher. He was a high school football coach, but he's like pro-choice, just milder, but also like a realistic person. Like he is a gun owner and like goes hunting, but he recognizes that there needs to be gun control, but like isn't wanting to take away the Second Amendment. He's just everything. But am I going to vote for Kamala just to have him in office? No. So obviously I believe in voting third party. Last round of the presidential election seemed do or die. Like could not vote for Trump, had to vote for Biden. But one of the, I think he's a senator in Georgia. His name is Raphael Warnock. I posted him on my story because he was talking about like the Bible because he's also a preacher. But something that he said earlier in his speech, he said, a vote is a kind of prayer for the future that you want for yourself and your children. And when he said that, I was like, it's just that simple. I don't want a two-party system. I don't want to live in that world. So I'm casting my vote. This is my prayer for a different structure. And I'll keep throwing away my vote and keep chipping away at it.
Have to take that approach. If we all just be like, I don't like the two-party system, but I really just don't want Trump to win, so I'm going to vote whoever the Democrat is. That is perpetuation. I just can't do it.
So, yeah, it's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
And like talking to my hinge date about it, because he was like, well, who are you going to vote for? Like at first I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. But then I said it out loud, like the third party thing. And when I said it out loud, I was like, yeah, I agree with myself. That's what I'm going to do. And he agreed with me. He was like, I completely understand. I like that. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I don't know who I'm going to vote for.
Well, RFK dropped out.
He did?
Today.
I haven't been on today.
My understanding is that he dropped out because he endorsed Trump. So that leaves Jill Stein for the Green Party, which I believe in everything that they stand for. Other than that, I don't know who's running third party. We'll probably see some names on the ticket. I'm probably just going to vote Jill Stein.
Yeah, I've been thinking her this whole time. We talked about Jill Stein with and him saying he doesn't take her serious as a leader of the military. And that comment freaked me out, and I kind of feeling like she's unrealistic, but it doesn't even matter. Like, we live in a place where all third party is unrealistic, unfortunately, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the third party is going to win, and I agree with him about that. And international affairs is one of the main reasons I wouldn't want to vote for Kamala either. In fact, when it comes to international affairs, I would rather Trump be the leader. But that's the only topic that I would feel comfortable with him being the leader on. Again, for me, it's just about breaking this structure that we have in place. Like, I don't think Jill Stein's going to win. That's not the point for me.
The point, I think, is to see how much progress can be made in that department. I would just love it if there was this massive upshoot in third party voters to at least show some signs of change. It'll happen someday. It'll have to. I don't see how this can keep going on. I think it's important that we talk about the same shit everybody else is talking about, though, because we have these conversations that in our minds are very standard, and then we get these random people who tell us all the time, like, oh my gosh, you should have a YouTube channel or something.
Yeah. I think our perspective is unique when, even if we are talking about hot topics and if they come up naturally. I just like felt like that one meeting where I mentioned that it was like we were meeting just to talk about that. And I love our perspective. And like I said, when I was talking to my hinge date and I said it out loud, saw his reaction, I was like, this is good, you know? I don't know if he's just saying this to like please me, but he's like on board with voting third party. He understood like the reasoning behind it. Then he texted me like the next day and he was like, I'm talking to my Uber driver about voting third party.
Oh,
yeah. I put on the DNC. I mean, I was going to watch it anyway, but I put it on because this is the time we can talk about politics. I've alluded to my political opinions. I can't help myself on both of our dates. He didn't react like he disagreed with me, but he didn't say that he did. So I'm like, what is this? And like it came up. He leans right. He told me that. But he doesn't consider himself like a Republican. And I just like went through like all the check boxes. Like, are you pro-choice, pro-life, pro-choice? Do you believe Black Lives Matter? Yes. Would you ever say all lives matter? No. Like all of that, you know? And he passed every test. I can work with that. You know, a more moderate maybe, lean right, but you understand that we should not live in a two-party world. So it's like the influence, you know?
Oh my gosh, spread the word. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah. Like someone who had never thought about it. And I'm sure it, you know, comes across a little bit more marketable when it's coming from me. You know, we're in a dating situation. But the message was received. So he said his Uber driver did not receive the message. But the way he delivered it, I was like, no, we're going to work on your pitch. He said that he used the words dismantling the system. I'm like, okay, you can't start with that. You can end with that, but like that can't be your lead. You're going to scare people.
You're going to make people think you're saying anarchism.
Anarchy, yeah. Which is a whole other topic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, we can have an anarchy episode. But yeah, our influence. And so Demaltia, she sensed a couple months ago that I was not on board with Biden. And then she like started texting me and like sending me stuff like pro Biden. So obviously she was concerned, you know? And I was like, I'm not voting for Trump. But at that point, I just was like, I'm not voting. Like, I don't want any part in this. So I'm going to counter her soon and be like, how about this? How about voting third party? And see who else we can get on board.
It's that emotional appeal that Kamala clearly has, just from what you've told me, and that will get you very far. She's learned how to speak to people.
Yeah.
But just the emotional appeal, like, I don't even want to see it because I don't want to be swayed.
You don't want to see it. Like, I shed several tears watching the DNC.
I don't want to see
it. It was too good. It was an event. And you know I love events.
I love orchestration. I love
It was poetic, it was moving, it was fun.
They got their artists together. They said, let's put on a show.
They put on a freaking show. It was a production. I don't know how many people actually watched it. I probably wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't taking place in Chicago. So every 4 years, they'll pick somewhere else. I don't know why they chose the Midwest this time. So John F. Kennedy's grandson was in town for that. And at first I was like, I'm going to go find him. But I didn't find him. And again, I just decided all he could do is break my heart.
Or get you killed.
Exactly. I don't need a curse.
I don't even need the idea of that in my family life.
But if I meet anyone of influence, then, you know, I'll do what needs to be done, you know, to do my part.
Yes. This is for our future.
Yeah, it really is. It's for you. It's for Idaho. Mm-hmm. It's just like when I go out, I'm telling you, the people of caliber don't come near me. Like, think about it. When you and I went out, when we were younger, sure, we got tons of attention. But was it from anyone that was like, other than like, you know, rappers? Was it from anyone of caliber? Was it ever like rich men or powerful men or even like tall, handsome men? I don't know what it is. I don't feel like I attract that.
If they were tall and handsome, they were poor.
Yeah.
and had mental issues.
Exactly.
Big time.
I found out the perfect height for me is 6'3". So that's what Noah is. It's perfect height. Don't want to go any lower. 6'4", 6'5". The brain doesn't, it's not wired the same. No, they don't need to be that tall. Like 6'3" is it.
Dangerous enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's the threshold. Like, no shorter, no taller.
You know what you like.
Yeah.
I love a tall man. Now, Leviticus is not particularly tall at all. He's probably like 4 inches taller than me, which is okay.
Well, he has plenty of other qualities.
I know. Oh my God, wait a minute. Did you talk to Meshach?
Oh, girl, that's a whole other episode.
Did you talk to him?
Yes. And you wouldn't believe the things that he said.
I think I would believe.
Yeah, I guess you would. Maybe we can meet tomorrow because I actually do need to touch on the Meshach thing. I think it is, like you said, exactly what Iho is about, but he keeps reaching out to me.
Oh my God, how audacious.
I know, like literally today, I don't even have his number saved, but he called me today. I don't know how I can make it clear. Like, you can't talk to me.
Because you can't keep.
I've got it under control, but for like a while there, like last week or the week before, I was not good just because him contacting me. But it's very interesting. We'll have to meet tomorrow. All right, have fun with Bailey, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, I love you. Bye.